What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is a new day and a new episode. I keep doing these hiatuses, and I apologize first and foremost because I keep saying I'm going to continue doing these things, and I still film, but I never edit the video. And it's not because I don't want to edit the video, it's just because I never have time to edit any of the videos, and it takes a while for editing. So I just put it to the back burner, and meanwhile I'm picking up more projects and stuff like that, more work. So I'm kind of getting stuck in the work and not as much in the editing, but I promise you guys, I'm gonna keep trying. I mean, this is all nothing but a big trial to figure it out. What's up, Gary? How's it going, man? Shee, what's up, big dog? Yee. That's my boy Gary right there. He always comes through for the clutch. But yeah, so like I said, I apologize, guys. I'm gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out. It just takes a lot of, trial. And also the way I'm filming too, I'm gonna change it up because that's what's gonna take up the most time is editing. So if I can go like a full shot, not that much editing that's involved, then it's better for me to do everything else that I need to do, get the videos edited quickly and put them out to you guys. So that's kind of the format I'm going to start doing. And then also, as far as content goes for the channel, there's going to be builds, there's going to be just small projects here and there. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what I want to do with it, but I mean, I just want to get some content out there for you guys. So I know with me, since I'm in the shop, I got the TV in the back right there. I'm watching a lot of videos, but they're more than likely drag racing videos or freaking, I kind of want to see something when you're actually building the cars, when you're actually doing things. And the more content, the better, right? So yeah, that's the plan. If you guys can see behind me, the Marauder is done. It's pretty much done. She's dirty right now. She's missing a hood, obviously, but that's done. I got a lot of projects that I got done and got out. I'll show some pictures or clips. I don't know if you guys are following our Instagram, but if you aren't, go ahead and follow the Instagram, Sonic Speed Shop, Sonic_Speed_Shop on Instagram, and then also Facebook as well. And if you guys aren't subscribed to this channel, make sure you guys do subscribe, Sonic Speed Shop, and also hit the like if you enjoy the videos. If you want to see more videos, hit the like and subscribe. But like I said, I appreciate the guys that have already subscribed. I thank you so much for sticking with me. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I promise you guys we'll figure it out. Whenever it's figured out, it'll just be seamless. It'll come like butter. But yeah, so that's the plan as far as the channel goes. As far as my idea, my goals are for right now. And then I also wanted to show you guys, we've been here, it's almost been about a year. It's been about a year and some change since I've actually opened up this shop. And I kind of want to do from when we first started to having nothing in the shop, just one car that we were working on, to where we're at right now, to kind of have you guys watching as we're growing, because the goal is always to go a lot bigger than where we're at right now. So I want to keep you guys involved, make sure you guys are watching us grow, seeing if we can make this thing something special that I really think we can make it. So that's the plan. So I'm gonna keep you guys on. I'm gonna keep filming as much as I can. I just gotta edit and upload. So you might even see some old film that I've just been doing projects with that I'll just upload, because like I said, I got tons and tons of data of film, but just none of it's edited. It's all raw film. It's all me working on different cars, working on customer cars, working on a lot of stuff. The White Mustang project that we had, man, I had a ton of film, but the memory cards on there are completely gone. I still don't know where those memory cards are at, but it's okay. We're gonna keep rocking. We hit a lot of bumps, but we're gonna just keep rolling. We're just gonna keep rolling, because that's all we can do, man. We just gotta keep rolling, keep growing, keep striving for the best, baby. So the plan right now is to pick up some, or actually I already picked them up. So take the parts and tools and stuff like that I got out in the truck, take them out, get them on the cart, and finish this Mustang that I have behind me. This one was a clutch job. They had a clutch. The customer installed the clutch. It ended up being for the most part, long story short, then clutch, I think the clutch wasn't installed properly, or he was ripping on the clutch, and it definitely glazed it a little bit. It had some hot spots on there. Pulled it apart, seen all the hot spots, kind of talked with McLeod and everything like that, and they're like, hey, put it together, run it, see what it does after the break-in period, because the clutch only had about 100 miles of break-in time, and I know most clutches you have to have at least 500, 700. That's usually what we recommend, is about 500 miles of street driving, not highway driving, street driving, where you're using that clutch consistently. But he's only had it for about 100 miles, and more than likely he was getting on it because, you know, it's a Mustang, you got to get on it. But yeah, so just something small for right now. I got another customer coming in today. Will be, I think, a BMW, a M2 or something like that, for some welding. You know, I've definitely been working on the welds, man. The welds are coming in. The welds are coming in really nice for sure. So I'm thankful that that's happening. You know, it'll continue to get better as far as like my welding skills and all that stuff, the more and more jobs I get, and it's already coming out pretty good, if I don't say so myself. I'm not a full-time welder, but damn, these welds are looking pretty good. But yeah, that's pretty much it. This space is open. My partner Bieber, he ended up just picking up his stuff. He's got some issues or something like that going on, so he kind of just picked up his stuff and he's doing his own thing. So now it's just me. I've got 2 guys working for me, and then also planning on hiring a full-time guy. So one of the guys is going to be a full-time. I'm getting another full-time guy pretty soon, and that's about it. You know, we're going to keep trying to grow. We're going to keep trying to grow. For the most part, I think I'm about ready to outgrow this 2,500 square foot spot right now, because if I pulled all the cars, we got cars outside. Look at the parking lot. So I just want to show you guys, I got some cars out there that I need to get to. I need to get to eventually, but right now I'm working on all the cars and finishing up all the cars that we got inside of here. I've got like 3 big projects, and then the rest are small projects or small little jobs here and there, small repair jobs and stuff. So kind of keeping that balance of big jobs with small jobs is working out pretty well, especially since it's being like 1 or 2 guys, you know, at most, working at the same time. So it really works out. It really works out. Like I said, we're still trying to figure everything out. Even though we've been here for a year, there's been a lot of stuff that's been going on. And still, as we're growing, we're figuring it out for sure. The car stuff, I tell this to people all the time. The car stuff is really simple. It's all nuts and bolts. The main thing is the business aspect of it. That's when it gets into documentation, pretty much writing, all that good stuff. I'm okay with it, but you don't know what you don't know, so you kind of gotta learn as you go, which I'm fine with. It's all new to me, but I'm getting the hang of it for sure. So what, you know, I mean, I'm kind of done talking right now. The rest of the stuff I got to do is fix the Mustang, get the Mustang done. The next project, we got a GT 500, the Shelby 5. I think it's the 5.4, 5.8. I think originally it was a 5.4 motor, but I think he's got the 5.8 built motor that we got to put in the car, put the transmission all together, and then get that on its way too as well. Like I said, the Marauder's done. Got a tune, lay down some power. It's on the Instagram, so if you guys want to check out the Marauder, it's on the Instagram. It's pretty cool. It's really nice, you know, nice clean build. Looks really stock if you're not paying attention. Let's say that was the goal pretty much for the car, was if he gets pulled over and no one knows, you know, exactly what the car has and all this stuff, like a cop or something like that, pops the hood, everything's Ford. Everything, the supercharger's Ford, the intake's Ford, everything is a Ford product. So it's all stamped Ford. So for the most part, it looks OEM. And then also all the wiring, everything, all that wiring has been tucked and moved, and the wiring harness that I did modify on the engine bay, it looks exactly like an OEM Ford harness. So everything looks completely OEM. So that's it. I got this F-150. I'll do more videos on the F-150 and then more videos on the C10 that I got over there. Those are the bigger projects. I'm actually on a crunch right now for the F-150 because I got it fired up about a couple days ago, just to make sure the motor does run, and it did run. I just got to make sure that it's got oil pressure, because there's no oil pressure sensor, there's no gauge, there's no nothing. And I got a mechanical gauge I got outside on one of those Galaxies out there, that I'm just going to switch over just to make sure we got oil pressure so we can continue working on the wiring, because this truck's been here for a minute and it's been mostly the wiring, man. It's been tough because for some reason, the system that I use for all the wiring harnesses, they don't have this truck. They don't have like the specific models, the whole full diagram that I need in order to do a whole engine harness, do a whole body harness, do pretty much the whole harness. So I ended up finding a guy through a forum. He ended up sending me a link for an eBay product or eBay post or something like that, and he sent me big old freaking sheets. If you know what spreadsheets I'm talking about, you'll know. I don't know if you guys are into architecture, if any of you guys are, but it more looked like the architectural drafting papers. That's what it looks like. They're over there on the Miata, which is right here. They're pretty intense for sure. But he sent me a couple of these boys right here. Pretty intense freaking paperwork, but it was everything I needed for sure to get the truck all wired up. So working on that slowly but surely, and now the time crunch is on because I want to get this thing done. I want to get this thing fired up and do some burnouts in this thing. So that's the main goal for the big projects. I got the C10 as well behind me. That's going to take a little bit more time because obviously there's no cab, there's no bed, it's not painted, it's nothing. So but we did get the motor fired up. That's also on the Instagram. Check it out. But there's going to be more details on that in the future. Like I said, we got a lot of stuff that we got going on, a lot of things that we're doing. But in other words, let's get back to work. I just want to keep you guys informed. Like I said, I appreciate you guys for following along with us and sticking with us, and hope you guys continue to stick with us. And if you're new to the channel, hey, this is Brian from Sonic Speed Shop. I appreciate you. Hit the like button, follow us, subscribe to us, whatever you got. All right, so yeah, we got the GT on the jack stands again. My buddy Simba, he's working around the shop. He put it on the jack, straightened the coolant, and we're gonna get started on the T for the coolant of the Coyote. It's a real common issue. What happens is on the motors, there's an O-ring inside the coolant T on the motor. Those things leak. It just leaks over time, and it happened on this Coyote, so he's got it on the jack stands right now. However, he did take off. He's actually doing part-time here until he actually finishes school, which is in about a couple weeks or so like that. So he got most of it done, or the car lifted up on the jack, so I just gotta take it apart, take the coolant off. But while he was doing that, I was actually putting up all the tools, cleaning up. You know, like I said, I went to Harbor Freight down the street, which is good because it's literally right down the street. Went there, picked up some tools, some other things that I needed, and started filling up my old toolboxes and kind of organizing those. That way I know exactly where every tool is, and then also I can organize because I got a lot of old tools and tools that are just mismatched. I mean, and then I also need tools at my house too. I don't have any tools at my house, so anytime there's something that goes wrong, I don't have anything at all. I gotta ask my neighbors, which is funny because I got literally all the tools in the world, but I gotta ask my neighbors when I'm at the house. So I filled up a little tote of all the tools that I'm probably never going to use in the shop, and I want to take them back to the house and use them for house tools. So this is what I got going on right now. So it's getting there. It's getting there. It was a lot dirtier than about an hour. I've been at it for about an hour or so, but I've got most of the tools kind of cleaned out. Like I said, here's the tote. Here's the tote right here for all of the tools that I'm going to take to the house. So that's all going to go to the house right there. And then the tool boxes, tool trays, tool carts, tools, man. We got a lot of work organizing, but that's okay because I got nothing but time. I got, I think, 3 small projects that are coming in for the rest of this week. And then also, like I said, the big projects too that I'm going through for the week. So I got nothing but time to work on things and get things organized and clean up because we've been thrashing really hard and really haven't been focused too much on keeping the shop clean. I know it's a lot cleaner than most shops, but I'm like a clean freak. If I'm looking at things, it'll bug me. So I've been looking at a lot of things. I've been trying to not look at it so much so I can get my work done for the day. But if not today, tomorrow I'm gonna clean up the shop, and I'm actually starting on it already just with the tools. So that'll be the big thing, is cleaning up all the tools, getting them all reorganized so I can start off fresh for next week, because next week we got a list of cars coming in. A lot of different small projects, but for the most part, just want to keep everything clean. The cleaner you have your work area, the faster you get stuff done, because you're not there looking for tools. That's what I spend the most time. If I'm not thinking about a tool that I need, I'm looking for the tool because I lost it somewhere. And I'd say about 30 minutes into it, I find the tool, that I'm actually working on the car. So it's like, man, it'll cut down on your day if you know exactly where your tools are. They're all organized. So note to self, note to you guys, organize your stuff. So yeah, so I just wanted to show you guys a little bit of stoppage right now. So that's it. Gonna get back to it. Gonna keep organizing the tools, but I wanted to show you guys, and then I'll get started on the GT. Once I feel like I'm sort of halfway done with the tools, I'll get working on the GT, because I kind of want to get this done by tonight. We'll see what happens. Like I said, it just all depends on how it goes. So enough talking about it. Let's get right to it. So we're gonna wrap it up right there as far as cleaning up for the tools and everything. I want to get started on this Mustang behind me too. At least kind of get started halfway there. It's getting pretty late. It's about 8 o'clock right now, but it took a minute. I kind of started getting just tired, just picking up tools and cleaning up. So I'll start back on this again tomorrow morning, and then kind of start doing it out throughout the rest of the day, putting tools up and everything like that. But let's get back to the Mustang. I want to see where he left off at. That way I can start. If not, I'll just take it off the jack stands and push it in the bay. That way I can start closing up too as well, because I got 2 cars outside that I need to push inside. But let's check what's going on with the Mustang first. All right, so here she is. Like I said, this car came in for a couple different issues. His main concern was vibration in the transmission. And then also he was having some issues to where the car would stall on him when he only ran the AC and he downshifted, which is really weird, because it's happened to me once. Ever since I took off the transmission and installed it again, it hasn't happened at all after that, at least. So I just finished up a few things, took the clutch off of the car. Like I said, I did drop the transmission to inspect the clutch. It had a couple hot spots on the clutch, so I talked with McLeod. They said just go ahead and run it. So I put it back together. It's not slipping as bad as it once was before I took it off, so it must have repositioning it or something like that kind of fixed it or helped it out a lot. So he's going to put some more miles in the clutch, but the vibration's still there. More than likely it's the transmission input shaft. This is the notorious MT82, and also this is the first gen Coyote 2 as well. So more than likely the transmission input shaft is damaged, or the bearings are going out, because it does make vibration under load. Any kind of load, actually not any kind of load, so it's in between, like load in between like $2,000 and I want to say 2 and 4 grand, 4 or 5 grand, 4.5, 4,500. You'll get some vibration, but once you go past that, the vibration stops. So I'm going to assume it's something to do inside with the bearings. But that I can't do. He doesn't want to get the trans build. I don't build transmissions, so I ship them out, but he didn't want to do that, so I put it back together. He wants to drive the car and get it out of his hands. So the car's back together. I just got to do the T, or fix the T. Like I said, it was leaking. It had a coolant leak, a very common issue for the Coyotes, and that's about it. So once we're done with this, we'll clean the car up and send it off to the customer. But let's get to it. Let's check it out. See it, but the T is in between here, right underneath the intake tube. It's leaking right there. So he's already drained the coolant. It's all the way in this bucket. Hopefully we can save some of the coolant that's in here. If not, we got coolant, but there's no point in throwing away good coolant for sure. So yeah, so let me check what's underneath the car and go from there. Probably put this lid back on so we can tighten everything back up. So yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll put the undercarriage tray back on the car, get the car off the jack stands, and then start working on the top end, because everything's on the top, nothing's on the bottom besides the to drain the coolant. So we'll get started. Okay, so here's a better view of that coolant tee that I was talking about. Right here, this is it. This is the connection right here. It's leaking from this connection right here. Sometimes they leak from this side too, where the thermostat housing is, but this is where it was leaking from right here. So we're gonna pop this sucker off and check, more likely just replace the O-ring in it, and then put it back together. I've done this about 3 times. The first time I did it, I just replaced the whole housing, but I was told that it's just the O-ring that's really just needs to be replaced. So go ahead and grab an O-ring, get it replaced, and get this thing back on the road. So let's get to it. What's up, guys? So it is the next day. As you can tell, I got a new shirt on and also got the hair re-braided too as well. But I went ahead and went to the parts store, picked up the O-rings for the Mustang, got them put back on the car, and I'm just getting it up to temperature, making sure there's no leaks or anything else that's going on. That's going to be it for this Mustang. I'm just going to take it outside, doing a final test drive pretty much, and then get it all washed up and call the customer, have him pick up his car. But that'll be it for the Mustang. Then I got the F-150 pulled out behind me. I don't know if you guys can see that right there. There it is. I got it pulled out. Gonna get started back on this thing. Like I said, I did get it fired up about a couple days ago, but I didn't have an oil pressure gauge. So I got one that's in the Galaxy that's outside. I'm just gonna disconnect that thing and then put it on the F-150, make sure it's got oil pressure, and then get started on the rest of the stuff for the truck. And then also the C10, I got to finish up with the brake lines. I got to fit all the brake lines. It's stainless steel hard lines. It's going to look pretty clean. I just had to order up a couple different parts. Some of the parts that I ordered weren't even the actual parts that I ordered. so I had to ship some stuff back and everything like that. But for the most part, just that for today. There's another 2-valve outside that I got to push in. That motor's blown. More about that a little bit later. But it's going to be a new motor rebuild pretty much, and then get that thing back out on the streets too as well. So just giving you guys an update. But yeah, so first things first, let's get this Mustang on a test drive and then wash it up, and we'll be all set with this thing. So let's get to it. Okay, so it's low on gas, obviously, and then also it's got a tire fault sensor right there too as well. The tire pressure sensor more likely is not there, or it's just not reading. But that's nothing too crazy. Something you can definitely get fixed from the tire shop. But we are going to take this thing out and give it a drive. Up to temperature. I had it idling in the shop for a little bit, but so far so good. I don't see any coolant trails behind me, so that's the main thing, I guess. Checking out the coolant trails. Look at that thing. So I got about 7 miles till I get it on empty. We'll probably put some gas in here or something like that. I don't remember how much gas he left me with, but it was on E when he dropped the car off. You guys might be able to hear, let me see, roll up the windows if you guys can't hear me. But you guys might be able to hear that vibration that I'm talking about. That is what I determined is the transmission, more than likely the bearing in the input shaft or something else inside the transmission, because I did pull the transmission off and looked at the clutch, looked at anything that possibly might be that's away from the transmission as an issue. I didn't find anything. But I did move around the input shaft, and the input shaft had a lot of play in it. So I was like, okay, so it's more like a bearing inside there or something else. But definitely a transmission is going to need to be either rebuilt or replaced. I don't know how much these MT82s are going for, but they're common of having they're really common to having issues. So he might be able to pick one up for fairly cheap, and if he does keep the car, he'll just bring it back and I'll swap it over for him. But we'll see what he wants to do. Actually not that chattery right now. I remember last time I was driving, it was pretty chattery. So it's kind of like an intermittent chatter, but the chatter is always there, just sometimes it's a lot louder than other times. Right now I'm assuming, since the car is, you know, still pretty fresh from driving, still pretty cold, it's not going to chatter as much as it does, but if you listen closely, you can definitely hear it. Especially under like a load, going from like first gear, second gear, third gear, kinda, not too much anywhere else. This is my normal test driving route right here from the shop. Okay, there you go, I can hear it now. So that's me just giving it a little bit of throttle. Yeah, that's the noise right there. Like I said, definitely something inside the transmission. But we fixed all that he wanted to fix that we could fix. I don't know why the camera wants to keep turning right. That's weird. Yeah, you can definitely hear it in 5th gear a lot when you start, you know, giving it a little bit of throttle. But every other gear, you know, you hear it. But that's okay. That's okay. It's still drivable. He told me that he already at least mentioned that he was going to probably sell the car. But I don't know exactly. Sometimes people tell me that all the time, and they end up keeping it for a couple more years. So we'll see. We'll see for sure. It's a Gen 1 Coyote, so I mean now it's pretty. I won't say old, but it's dated now. It's definitely getting dated. These Gen 1s. I remember when they first came out. Man, these were wild. These were bananas. I mean, especially coming from the 4.6 GT. You know, these were like otherworldly transmissions, or not even transmissions, otherworldly engines. I mean, transmissions, they were on another world, but not a world that you want to be on. With these, so many freaking problems with these MT82s. But yeah, no, that's gonna like pretty much conclude my driving portion of it. It's for the most part good to go. It hasn't overheated. Nothing's happened. I'm gonna check when I get back to the shop. I'm gonna just check to make sure it's not leaking anymore at that T, and then wash her up, and it'll be ready for pickup. All right. All right, this thing is still leaking. It's like the smallest of leaks now. So what I'm thinking is the actual housing's cracked. So we're just gonna buy another coolant housing and then get it swapped out and replaced. The actual T, it's a plastic T. I think they have replacements that are aluminum for that reason. But we're gonna go ahead and get that thing replaced. But I'm already right here. I'm gonna get the car washed off, and then I'll probably order up that T and switch it out too as well. So that'll be that for this one. All right, guys, so like I said, round 2 with the heater T for the the Coyote behind me right there. Took the plastic piece off. Now it's got the aluminum housing. It's a little bit better, but I tried to look at the plastic piece on the T and see if I could find a crack. I didn't see a crack at all, but we're gonna go ahead and replace it. It's got new O-rings in there too, so that should seal it up. And just in case, it's really not recommended, but I put some sealant on the inside too as well, just in case something's like off as far as the hose goes too. But I mean, just to make sure it doesn't leak anymore, because it's a very, very small leak, but it is still a leak. But yeah, something to seal it up right now. I got my buddy Simba working on it right now. Freaking, he's knocking it out. Check him out. So here's the old piece right here. This is the old plastic piece. Like I said, it was leaking under here. You can kind of see the residue or whatnot under there, kind of like right under there somewhere, but in that patch. But now it's got the aluminum piece. He's knocking this shit out really quick. Sure. What's up, big dog? What you guys got? What you introduce yourself, man? What's your name, dude?
My name's Simba. You know, graduated tech school right here. Just fixing up the little 5.0, little mini mishap, but we got them going pretty quick and easy. It's crazy.
Woo. Heck yeah, heck yeah. So yeah, like I said, he's gonna be rocking with us for a bit. He's gonna be rocking with us for a while. Uh-oh, camera, where you at? There you go. yeah, so like I said, Simba's gonna be rolling with us. He's working on the Coyote right now. We got a GT outside, somewhere out there, right there, that we got to get in the shop. But if you can see, I got Sonic right here too as well. Sonic's chilling, gonna wash it up, took off most of the wiring and stuff like that. Just getting it ready for storage because I don't plan on messing with this car at all for a while. But I kind of wanted to clean it up and then just put a tarp or something over it. So whenever I'm ready to get back to it, it'll be there, it'll be clean and easier to work on and look at. But yeah, that's for today. Still haven't gotten on the F-150 yet, but I did push it out a little bit. Made some room for the most part. I took Sonic out for the most part to get to the GT500. We're going to be working on pretty much all black cars this week, all the black Mustangs. We got the 2-valve that's going to go right here. We'll work on that. We got to pull the motor out of the 2-valve. The Coyote, this one's almost done. Simba's just wrapping it up. And then the GT500, the motor's right there. The transmission's over there somewhere. Where's it at? It's over here somewhere. Yeah, there it goes right there. So transmission in the corner right there. And then all the other parts too as well are in the corner. But this GT is another race car, another street car race car. It's got all the good stuff, the BMR suspension, full suspension. You know, it's set up for the streets for sure. So yeah, I got to put that together. That'll be another little project for us to do, but little by little we'll start yakking away at all these little cars and all these little projects and get in line. All right guys, so that's going to wrap it up for the Coyote. It's all put back together, all cleaned off. I'm going to contact the customer for him to pick it up tomorrow. And then I also cleaned up the shop. I was pretty much doing that the majority of the day. Today was cleaning up while Simba was working on the Coyote. For the rest of it, he put the new aluminum tee on there, and that's holding good. It's not leaking or anything like that. It's completely still, thankfully. So while he was doing that, I was pretty much cleaning up everything, and it definitely took a while for me to clean up just to get it to where it's at right now. And I still got a lot more cleaning. I think I'm about like halfway done, but for the most part, it looks a lot more clean now than it was before, that's for sure. So everything's kind of starting to get organized, starting to get reorganized. I have 2 new toolboxes that I gotta kind of adjust and organize all the tools and stuff like that to kind of make it to where it's easier to get to the tools. But for the most part, it's all cleaned up. I didn't get on the F-150, but I will get back on that tomorrow. And then also finishing up the brake lines for the C10 as well. That'll get done tomorrow too as well, because all the small projects for the most part are done. Like I said, the Coyote's done. The next thing is the 2-valve right there. But Simba, he's gonna be working on that. That's gonna be his like final test to see, you know, what he's learned so far rolling with me, as far as being a mechanic and all. So that'll be that as far as that goes. And then the GT500 will be next. That's going to be the motor, transmission, pretty much put it all back together, do some braking miles, and then make sure everything's good to go for that. So that'll be that, and that's going to pretty much wrap up the video. Like I said, I appreciate you guys for following, watching. Make sure, if you guys haven't already, subscribe to the channel. If you guys want to see more content like this, I'll try to post or try to film and post at least once a week, and then probably start doing a little bit more the more and more I get into the habit of doing everything. So like I said, I appreciate you guys who are watching. Subscribe, hit the like button, do whatever you got to do. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.